Hi everyone, and welcome to the All Things ITSM Global podcast. We're coming to you from ITSM 15 in London. I'm Kirsty McGowan. I'm here with James Finnister.
Hi.
Simone Moore.
Hi.
And it's our great pleasure to be chatting with Andy White from Cherwell. Welcome, Andy.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
So, wow, new role in the last 9 months.
Indeed.
And you've been on the road for the last 6 months. How's the journey been?
It's been a great journey. It's a great time actually for us as an industry and for our consumers and our partners. So I spent a lot of time working with my team in head office in Colorado, here in Europe. We're expanding our European footprint quite aggressively, hiring a number of people into very key roles. But it's been great talking to customers, talking to partners, talking to prospective customers, and some great things happening.
Oh, so the man of the international.
Lots of travel, yeah.
Lots of travel.
So we're very keen on customers. So
Yeah.
you've spent 6 months on the road across Europe.
Yep, throughout continental
What
Europe.
messages are you getting from them at the moment?
Interesting. I think this is a great time for us at the moment. We're in this world of the customers are interacting with companies far more digitally today. You know, the ultimate end user. So today, you know, I look at it. Today we've got about 3 billion IP connections around the world, and that's happened over the last 20 odd years, 25 years. A lot of the analysts are predicting by 2020, i.e. tomorrow,
Pretty well.
we're going to have over 100 billion IP connections. And who's going to be dealing with that? We are. So I have this viewpoint that while the external world is radically digitizing, and we're seeing that's happened or happening, what are we doing internally to prepare ourselves for this wave that we're going to be dealing with? And I kind of refer to that as internal digitization, and a lot of the domain expertise that we've grown up with in managing everything from the service desk through to service management and customer engagement. That's exactly the skill sets that we now need to implement within our businesses. So I hear a lot about that. I hear a lot about customer engagement technologies, so the interface into service. And I actually believe that our world is very much now a broker of IT service and a broker of information. In fact, you know, are we in an IT or an IT? You know, it's all about information, not less about the technology.
Far less about the technology now than it was.
Much so, yeah. So process engagement. So the things that I think I see from customers and prospective customers, things that are important are risk and compliance, still very important. Information. I had a really good meeting with a customer of ours recently, just last week, and they said they no longer get reports. They don't use reports. They take their iPads in and they use a dashboard of real-time information, and that's how they run their business.
Yeah.
So
no longer killing trees.
Exactly. Yeah, and frankly, if I print something, it's then out of date. So
exactly.
I want now information. And
actually, that sounds pretty cool. Like, you know, walking into a boardroom finally to have a conversation with whoever it is, but to use real live at your fingertips, it must make the conversations better.
Yeah, and the other thing that's interesting, I kind of call it, you know, IT becoming the BFF of marketing. They have all of the information at their fingertips, and I think that the role of IT is radically changing, and one that's going to be very, very critical and very important in the coming months and years, because everything goes through them, or it should go through them. I think we've probably had, you know, 3 or 4 years of this shadow IT nightmare that is looming, and we've got to probably regain control of that in some way because of the risk, compliance, security issues. Who's responsible for that? Well, ultimately, I think that comes back to what is the role of IT in our business. But information and using that information to show value rather than being a cost center, actually showing business value. And one of the key things I see in the marketplace is now a desire and a need to innovate. So we've got to keep the lights on. We've got to do what we do in running our day-to-day business. But actually the business is now directly looking to IT to help transform them, because we now live in a digital world. We have got to use the skills and the resources that we have available either in our basement, in our clouds, or we outsource and broker a service to our customers and provide that intelligence and that information for competitive advantage.
I think that's the big change. I spent last week doing a whole lot of simulation games with a company. At the end of it, I think the message that we're getting is, it's no longer IT's job to keep the server room running.
Exactly.
It's IT's job to keep the business meeting the goals that it's set.
Absolutely.
And that's, and if you lose that focus on what the business is trying to do, because these guys are working in education, I said to you, you're there to help tertiary students learn.
Yeah.
If anything you're doing is not helping those students learn, then what are you doing it for?
Education was a really interesting one. I was involved in a vertical event in education. And normally in the tool sets that many people use, they'll have somewhere between 10 and, if they're advanced, maybe 20 different projects or workspaces or application, incident problem, change requests, and then maybe complaints management. So I was talking to this IT leader in education, and they had 242. And I said, how did you do that? And he said, well, I didn't. We empowered our force to do that. So I think that's another big thing that's happening in the market.
That's an interesting question as well. We are facing changing times. I think some of our old models for how we deliver IT are broken.
Yep.
Not because they were inherently broken, but that times moved on.
Times have changed.
How are we bringing on the younger generation and getting their mindset into our solution for service management these days?
Yeah, I think that is an interesting conundrum, because we are all somewhat used to where we've come from and what we do. And it probably comes back to are we the T or the I? I think what we're seeing happen is IT service management go beyond IT into wider parts of the business, and that's giving us access to different communities and personas of people. So we see a lot of interest coming from outside of the IT department, and typically younger generation, and we've been through the X, Y, and probably entering the Z. I nearly said Z then. But yeah, I think that's our next challenge is engaging with that new community of people and providing them, frankly, maybe providing them the tool sets that they want to use. More social S, more Web 2.0, more mobile centric interaction, and not be trapped into the coding, get out of coding and start getting into business transformation thinking rather than technology thinking.
Well, how are you finding that though? Because there is, because it's still a people thing, it's a cultural change thing, moving someone from the conservative line along the innovation line, and where is the balance in that? Because you've still got a variety of thinkers within the organisation.
I think it comes back to, Gartner talk about this bimodal thinking, that you've got to reanalyse the skill sets and the resources within your business and allocate the right resources and passions, frankly, to the right roles, because we all have it, there are some more mundane jobs that need to be done, and there is more innovative jobs that need to be done, and it's allocating a plan of action to bring the resources to bear and bring those human talents, give them the experience that they're looking for, and make it project based. We're going to transform our customer engagement.
I kind of like that idea of talent management versus human resource management.
Yeah, because there's some great. I was with a customer recently that decided to put their service desk in the lobby, and that just had such a marked effect on their business, because it was the face of IT delivered. Now that only works where you've got everybody working in one place. So then you have to think about how do you virtualize that through service catalogs and request portals and so on. But that was a project given to a small team of very young IT leaders, and they almost built the Apple Store within their organisation, and it worked really well.
I think something you can speak to too, and I'm running short of time, but you can probably give us a really good global perspective on service management. You've worked in Asia Pac, you've been in North America, now you're in Europe. So have you noticed marked differences between the different regions?
Very much so. you know, I've been doing this for probably 15, 16 years now, and obviously ITIL, the mother of ITIL was over here, and I think that technology adoption has matured the European theatre significantly more. You know, the conversations I get into are much deeper integration, much deeper process needs, much deeper outsourcing management, SIAM requests. In America, I've witnessed the phase of, do you do ITIL? We say yes, they say okay, and conversation's over. Now to one which is significantly more mature, but not as mature as Europe. Asia Pacific, far more pragmatic. They just want what it says on the tin. They want it implemented, and they want things really, really straightforward. Still a degree of complexity, but far more pragmatic approach, I would find. And actually, you can't generalise, because Japan is very different to ANZ, which is very different to Malaysia, Singapore. Europe, you know, we see deep complexity in Germany, a lot more services-centric engagement. Nordics being far more process-centric. UK being a very advanced market with very demanding needs. SaaS is an interesting one, a high degree of maturity now in, back to your comment earlier, Kirsty, about look, we can outsource that. Do we want to be building servers and building the database and security? We can outsource that. The intelligence, the IP of my department is what we do with it. It's the value we extract from this platform. And I think that's probably global now, but now challenged with all of the data privacy changes that are happening around us, and but a truly exciting time for the customers of this technology in this world, and also the vendors.
Great. Well, thanks, Andy. It's been a pleasure chatting with you this morning.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.